All right, let's do this. So, okay. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm just gonna have to do this like straight and fast because I don't have one of those tools that allows people to like, you take photos of yourself as you're going through the process of doing cooking, and then you put them all together and it goes boom, 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 boom. There's music in the background. It's super awesome. And I don't have any of those tools right now. So first, I just want to mention dog food. I know. Everyone's always in their pretty little kitchen, right? But I'm in my real kitchen, so you get to see all sorts of stuff behind me. All right, food. So isn't it funny how easy it is to feed our animals well compared to feeding ourselves? Not all of us do it though. Some of us just buy the kibble, right? 100% cooked stuff for our animals. And so this is what I give my dog. He is 12 and a half Boston Terrier. He is in great shape. Still his eyes are going bad. That's really a breed thing. But he has almost all of his teeth. 2 little tiny teeth have come out. 12 and a half years old, all of his teeth. They're in great condition. And his body, he's not fat. He's not, he doesn't have arthritis. He runs around chasing the deer, okay? And I think it's because raw food. And then in this case, underneath there's like this patty here, you can see. So that's the patty of raw food. And then I just happened to decide to get a big giant turkey breast. I crock potted it, right? So lower temperature. I don't add salt, obviously. And you have to be careful because there's bones, so I'm very careful. And then you get the goopiness, the brothy stuff that gets all gelatin, right? So this is my dog's food. And I believe he's as healthy as he is because of how I feed him. But I don't always feed myself as well. Oh my goodness. But we'll get there. In fact, I've gotten there several times in my life. And then there's this thing where, like, how they say you can fall off the wagon? I think that typically is for like people who are alcoholics, right? That's the standard. I don't fall off a wagon. I fall off a jet plane. When I fall off of a really good diet that I've been on for a year, 3 years, however long, it's like I tend to really fall off, and then it's just hard to get back on again. I'm sure there's reasons. When I figure them out, I'll share them. But I want to show you some of my little hacks here. So let's see here. Okay, I was mentioning sales. So you can see the prices here, right? So it's about $4 for each of these. Normally they'd be $8. These are the chicken, spinach, and feta sausages. These ones I don't like as much. These are chicken and apple, and yeah, they put sugar in there. So it's way too sweet. I don't like it. But if I take a little bit of this and chop it up, pre-cooked, and then I take some of this, chop it up, and I throw it on top of a giant salad, I can get past the sweetness. It's sort of like this is, I don't need to maybe chop up some apple or little raisins or berries to put in there. I've got it in the meat. So these guys, this is my lunch. And I just came home and I have a new eucalyptus tree that I planted, and it's the middle of August. So I have 5 acres and I've got a bunch of plants I have to keep alive. So I ran around and dropped some hoses down so they're drip watering. Then I grabbed these out of the freezer. They're gonna sit out. And when I get home today from work, they'll be de-thawed enough that tonight, before I go to bed, I'll cook them all up, throw them in the fridge, and these will be my toppings for salads going forward. All right. Okie doke. So now, remember I talked yesterday about how I'm personally choosing to not purge. So that means I still have coffee in my house. I have this really nice cold brew coffee, a great brand that I get. It's even organic. And so I'm gonna make myself a cold brew coffee to take to work. And I love chocolate, but you know what? I only every once in a while, those Ghirardelli brand, I think, like caramel, chocolate sauce, whatever, you can put on ice cream, but also it's the type of thing you can mix in with your coffee. So like I'll go months, and then one day I'll just be like, I'm doing coffee. And I go get some cold brew, and I buy a half gallon of really good quality. It's this A2 type of, just from, what type of cow is it? Jersey cows. It's a really good quality milk. And then I'll get myself a bottle or 2 of the chocolatey caramel sauce. And then I'm like, that's it. I'm just doing coffee. Because that costs about 10% or less of what I would spend if I went to the coffee shop each day for 2 weeks in a row and just decided to give myself a coffee every day. So instead, I go buy the ingredients. And then I have these really cool boba straws and lids. I love my little thingamabobs. Okay, so the thing is, now I'm gonna take a break. Definitely between now and my birthday, maybe between now and the end of the year. It was like this long period ahead of me where I'm gonna take a break. And so I'm on my last couple of coffees because I'm not gonna throw it out. It's actually good quality for what it is. But I'm out of milk. And I had a little bit of this cream that I bought a while ago. I can't remember exactly what for, but it's still, its expiration date has not gone past. It's, well, we'll see. Anyway, so I'm planning to take this and whip it up into whipped cream. And then I'm gonna take some of the last of my maple syrup. Last for me. My son loves maple syrup. Future bottles will be for him only. And then this is cocoa powder. I'm gonna mix the two of these together, which will make a nice little chocolatey, syrupy, yummy sweetness thingy. And then I'm gonna mix it in with my coffee. And eventually, when this is all gone, we'll be done. So another thing I'm gonna do in the next couple of days is those butternut squash brownies that require these ingredients. So if it's the last I'm gonna use these ingredients for a while, I'm gonna do something fun with it. Okay, so now it's my lunch break. I got my animal or my plants set up, fed my dog, fed the cats. I really want a little bit of a nap. So sue me. I love a little half an hour nap in the middle of the day. So I'm gonna actually make my salad and then I'm gonna go ahead and set it aside, go take a bit of a nap, and then I'll take it to work with me. And there's a little bit of a lull time where I'm doing like office-y, businessy stuff and not so much customer work. And I'm gonna eat my salad while I'm there. Yay. Okie doke. So I have this. This is that goat cheese, one of my favorite brands. I'm gonna put some of this in my salad. I had a party. I had a flag raising party. I put up my flagpole and it took me like 2 months to find the right flagpole, get it, figure out how to mount it properly, get it mounted, build a flower box around it, put flowers in it, all this stuff. I think below I'll include a photo of my flag and my flags, American flag and a Washington state flag. Anyways, I had a party and I got this for hamburgers. I gave everyone hamburgers. So I'm gonna chop up some romaine lettuce. Then I've got tomatoes that I pulled out of the greenhouse when I was out drip watering my eucalyptus tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop these up. I'm gonna put a little bit of the cheese in there. And then of course, I have my steak that I made last night. And you salt the steak and then you let it sitting raw, you know, raw salted for hours so that it sort of dries out and becomes better. And then you cook it. So it's rather salty. And that means I don't need to add any salt to my salad. Salt's actually really good for us. We want to have appropriate food with a good enough amount of salt. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be me. And that's just us getting through the day. How do you juggle all the balls and drop as few as possible? So this is me. I'm gonna whip this together. It'll take me less than 5 minutes. So let's say 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna be like in a hurry, but I'm just not doing that much work. Throw it all together. Oh, and something I want to do is I want to start making my own homemade dressings because they're better. I, however, did find this dressing. Let me double check. Yeah, so it's okay. It's not canola oil, but I don't do canola oil. It's not a food source. It's something that should be used for oiling engines. It's not something we should be eating. And it's really, really, really hard to find salad dressings that are not with canola oil or are not overly sweet, overly acidic, overly, like they burn your mouth. This one's okay. Maui onion style ranch dressing. It's got a nice fun flavor, but I'm planning to start making my own dressings, and then probably because they only last so long, I think I'll have to like make them and then freeze some portions so that I can one day, just make a big batch, get it perfect, and then have dressing for like a month or so would be great. Alrighty, okay. Have a great day. If I can do it, you can do it. Talk to you later.